Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And I hope you all had an absolutely awesome weekend. Right, I'm up with a personal haul this morning, and I did no, I didn't quite. I waited a little while for this to come in, and there are a couple of Christmas items in it, but that's okay because I'll be using them next year. Right, but there is one actually that I'm going to use tomorrow that I think can be used all year round. So first up, I got myself a little bunny. Isn't that sweet? It's a little tag. It's got the hanger there on the ears, and I made one, and I just used a little bit of marker and chalks on the cheeks to go around it and just to highlight on the ears. But I just thought that was really, really cute. Absolutely love that. So that's one that I did make. So that's my little rabbit, and I have got my ruler, so I'm going to try and be good and measure stuff. Right, I think that ear is the tallest part, and it's 2 3/4 inches, a fraction over. So that is my bunny. And then I saw this and I just thought that is so cute, and it's so tiny. You've got little opposites of bumblebees. So I really want to make that. I'll do that and show it you tomorrow. But just love those expressions. Really, really sweet. So the size of those, and I believe they are mirror image. So you could do them as front and back if you wanted to, and pop them on a little toothpick. I'm going to say those are 1 inch. So you could just, cut two. You could put them back to back, a little toothpick. You could have little sort of like spring or summertime cupcakes or something, and little bumblebees floating around. But I just think that's really cute. So I got myself that. Now this is the one that I believe I can use all year round. And this is a large house. And you can see it's got sort of like embossed brick section and detail. So it's a little bit cottagey, Tudorish. And I'm going to try and make this with a bunch of flowers out of my own stash and see if I can't springify it. So you've got all the separate windows that drop into the apertures once you've laid this onto the base. And it comes with this cute little snowman and also a Christmas tree. But looking at that section, I honestly do believe that that can be spring or summer. So it is big. So you could actually make a card with it. Let's have a look at that. We are at 5 9/16. Actually, I'm going to say 5.5 because that's to the cut line. So it will cut a 5.5 inch card. And then the width of that, let's have a look. We are at 3 and... oh, I can't see that. It's almost 4 inches, a fraction under 4 inches. So it's a full-size card. But I'm going to use this tomorrow and springify it. So I love that. And then next is my Christmas doodahs, and they are Christmas ornaments, and they come with a hanging string and they come with the caps. And then you've got layering pieces that you can put onto there. I mean, obviously that goes that way around. So that's one, that I'm going to be using next year. And each of these really, because there's a set of 3 and I had to get the set. So that is 2 1/8 inch. And then the width of that is 2 3/16. So there's that one. And then in the set again is this one that layers up. Now you have to excuse the lighting in my room. I'm using an overhead light because it's quite dark and miserable this morning. We are at 3 7/16 inch, just to be technical. But then you're going to get longer when you start putting your strings on. So, down a slimline card, that's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And then there's this one of my favourite shapes, very retro. And you've got the cutouts here and here. You can layer them in with different colours again if you want to, but you've also got the background. It's almost like an onion, isn't it? A flat onion. So that is 2 5/8 of an inch, but just really lovely. Like I said, you know, very grey here today, so I'm sorry if I've got a bunch of shadows. And then I've got to cut this one so that you can see it. Look at that. It's a set of tags, so you've got like the scallop top, the sort of like roof top, and then you've got the round tag, and then you've got all of these bits that will cut out different patterns inside of your tags. So you can cut them twice, and then you can cut one that's got the pattern in. But I'll do those tomorrow so that we can have a look at them. But they're just lovely, really pretty. And of course, elements like this can be dotted around onto a card as well. So you don't just, you know, have to use them in your tags. You can create sort of collage effects on cards using just a little bit in a corner of a card or something. Right, that is 3 3/16 of an inch. That's how tall they are. But I just love those. Really pretty. And then this one I absolutely fell in love with. It just screams summer and spring. And these cut into, they don't cut out, they cut into, so that if you cut that into a square of a card, you're just left with this as an aperture and the dragonfly cut into the card. So I'm going to have to do that. But you've got the ladybirds, you've got the butterfly, and you've also got more ladybugs that will snip out, and that gives you a plain frame if you need one. But isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love it. And I would say the largest of the shapes is this one that you cut your ladybugs out of. So let's measure that. 2 inches. And I'm going to say 2 inches. 2 by 2 is your largest. But just wonderful. I mean, even if you've got like a journal or something that you're making, you can cut just a square, you know, into the front of your journal cover and then back it with something else. It can be using them all on a card or just using one individually. But I just love that. Next up, right, you know me and clips. And this, and this has got clips. It's got 3 of them. So this one will cut into so that your label will hang on to something like a little bookmark, and the others are like just clip-on ones. You've got the reinforcer and you've also got a hole maker. But that's just a great set of tags or bookmarks. Love that. And looking at the size, we are at 5 7/8. So it's a great size for a bookmark. And then last but not least, I had to get the set of these because they're absolutely gorgeous. This is my first set and it don't even fit in, does it? Yeah. These are ticket type tags. And there are 2 in the set. I'm going to show the other set in a minute. So you've got a plain base if you need one. You've got one that's lined and marked out like a postcard. Really lovely. And then you've got one that will cut a smaller one and also cut a border. And of course the border can layer back onto these. Just really lovely. Huge. I love huge tickety type things. And 5 inches, that's how big that is. So I'm dropping the other one and let's measure 2 1/4 inches. So it's 5 by 2 1/4. And then this is my tickets, my jumbo tickets. So laid out to emboss a design that you can stamp into. This one, once again, you've got that frame that will cut out so that it can layer that frame on top of the plain one or just have the plain one. And I believe these are exactly the same size. Yeah, they are. They're a set. Aren't they gorgeous? You could just put a hole through all of those and you've got an instant little book. Love them. Just use a book ring. So that is what I've got for you today. And tomorrow we're going to be up with this lovely big house. Right. I thank you so much for joining me today. Have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.